Mm, mm, mm. Whew. What's going on, good people? How y'all doing on this Good Friday morning? Hope everybody is well. Hope everybody is motivated and percolating, you know what I'm saying? Getting that bag, whether legally or illegally. You know what I'm saying? It's Friday. For some of y'all, it's the last day of the work week. For some of y'all, it's just another day. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Schmitty? Oh, as y'all know, it's Gab, Big Dog Bark, straight out of Memphis 10. You know what I'm saying? I really ain't got no topic for today. As y'all can see by today's title, it's just me and my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I'm gonna allow y'all, the good people, to ask me questions. You know, give y'all my take on certain things to the best of my ability. You know what I'm saying? Let y'all know how I feel about this, that, and the third, without being PC or whatever the case may be. Because I realized something this week. And before I get into my rants and ramblings and all that right there, as y'all enter the building, hit the like button. Like, so I appreciate it. Hit the share button. Tell somebody to come watch me. You know what I'm saying? Tell somebody to put their eyes on me. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We trying to get to 1,300 by the end of the year. It's a slow process, but a slow process is better than no process. So subscribe to the channel. Also, October 1st, my book, The Women's Index, will be on Amazon.com in digital form only. As of right now, it's on the digital form only. A lot of y'all say y'all read and all that right there. I get it. Y'all read, cool. But y'all don't be in Barnes and Noble. So it's going digital. If you know, if we do good on digital, then we'll go to paperback and hardback. But right now, it's gonna be on digital October 1st. So copy when it come out. Oh, one thing I realized this week, just having conversations with people that I say are in my circle, people that I look to for advice, people I look to for real meaningful conversations, you know, that help me in all aspects of my life and this, that, and the third, is I can't disagree with nobody. I realized that I am not supposed to disagree with anybody. I am supposed to agree with any and everything any man, any woman says to me. I'm supposed to feel what they're understand. I'm supposed to understand what they're saying. I'm supposed to look at what they're saying, and I'm supposed to just say, "Okay, you are right. Okay, correct." And for the most part, if y'all been following me, I'm not looking for any beefs or shit starting or nothing like that. I stay in my own lane for the most part. What going on? I stay in my lane for the most part. You know what I'm saying? I don't just jump out the window to talk about certain topics and shit like that. I do mostly relationships. You know what I'm saying? But when we start talking about other things, outside of relationships, I know sports and I know business. When we start talking about other things, include sports and all that related, then I'm supposed to agree with everything somebody says because that's how they feel. And for the most part in my conversations with people, I do agree. I agree with a lot of shit people say. I feel you. I feel you. I was just on Ruthless Truth channel. If you ain't subscribed to my guy Ruthless Truth, go subscribe to Ruthless Truth. You know what I'm saying? Me and Ruthless, we cool. I give Ruthless a lot of pushback. But I understand where he be coming from with his logic. But I give him a lot of pushback. So it ain't that I don't understand where people be coming from with their logic. I just have to give them the pushback because I look at things like I look at things. I look at things like I look at things all across the board. So when people be talking to me about, like I said, when the whole me and my brother got into it earlier this week about Shador Sanders, and that's been a polarizing topic since draft night, since draft day. And I told him in so many words, it's like, bro, if I'm a GM, if I'm an owner, if I'm a coach, he's not my starter. He come at me with why you draft him. I gave him a pity party. Why you give him a pity party? Because wasn't nobody else trying to draft him. Well, why would you draft somebody you ain't want? Ain't nobody else draft him. Why not? So you ain't gonna use them, but you gonna draft them. Yeah. Why? Well, feel my bottom line. That's me using my logic. If I know Shador Sanders' name by itself gonna have my registers ringing, but I have no plans on using him on the field because he ain't ready to get on the field, that's me thinking it's like, well, he got time to get better. He got time to, correct some of his bad habits and all that right there. I took him for a reason. He got potential. And y'all hear me say this about potential all the time. It's like he got potential to do something. Is he ready to be my day one starter? No. So until he ready to be the day one starter, he gonna get the rest we give him and earn more. But at the same time, I know it's a lot of people that like Shador Sanders for whatever reasons. They're gonna go buy his jerseys, cool, fine, and it's gonna put money in my bank account. I don't have a problem with it. I know you're gonna buy his jersey, and that's gonna fill my pockets. I don't have to play him. Don't have to play him. You still gonna buy his jersey? I don't have to play him. I don't have to give him nothing he don't earn. And what that last preseason game showed me, we finna start week 2 of the NFLC. What that last preseason game showed me with him was that he's still doing things he did in Colorado. And the funny thing about it is, my brother tried to convince me that what he saw in that last preseason game was a setup. Oh, them offensive line got cut. You right, they got cut. 4 of their 5 starting out, 4 of the 5 of them offensive linemen did get cut. You are absolutely correct. They set them up. No, because them same offensive lineman that you complaining about was the same type of offensive lineman he had in 2 years of Colorado, where you and other individuals said he was this world beater. What's going on, everybody? Y'all hit the like button as y'all in the building. Go to Pakistan. I don't think I want to go to Pakistan. But anyway, so just me hearing that is like he gets set up for failure with an offensive line that get cut. I agree. They were trash. The left side of that line in that game, when the Shador was in the game, were getting beat. Trash. But I'm saying, bruh, you gonna complain about this offensive line here when he had that same type of offensive line there. And when he was in Colorado, he can't do no wrong with this same type of offensive line. Feel what I'm saying? He can't do no wrong with a offensive line that can't block. 94 sacks in 2 years in Colorado. But he's a first round pick. He's a gunslinger. He's all this right here with a offensive line that gives up 94 sacks. And you put him in the same type of situation for a few drives, and it's set up for him to fail. Now, my logic is saying, if I put you in an environment that you already know how to thrive in, why did you not thrive? Mind you, the other side of the field was third string defenders that was hanging on for dear life too. So if you're all that you say you are, and I put you in an environment that you known to thrive in against players that might not make the team, why you have a problem? If you're that good, Why do you have a problem if you're that good? The organization, the coaching staff, everybody else the problem, but you've been doing this for the past 2 years where you supposed to been a Heisman winner. You won the Johnny Unitas Award. You did a lot of good things in Colorado. So why is it that I put you in the same environment that you thrived in, you suck in, and now it's us setting you up for failure? When you already been in this situation in 2 years where you supposed to been the man. Me and him had a nice back and forth. And I told him some things I shouldn't have told him. I said some things I shouldn't have said because, and this is part of me realizing is that when I say something that actually have weight, people don't want to hear that shit. And that's across the board. When you say something that actually has weight, they want to go back to the shit that don't have weight to push their narrative, to push their point across and shit like that. Regardless of what you're saying, and you're right on what you're saying, I still believe X, Y, Z. And I'm like, all right, cool, you can believe what you want to believe in. But what position am I looking for? What point of view am I looking at with shit? Am I looking at it from your point of view or from my point of view? Cause mind you, I've been the coach. Oh, when I say that shit, it my brothers. They'll use that and say, oh, you ain't go to that level and this, that, and the third. I'm like, well, bro, I know the politics of coaching. I know the politics of having a star player on your team and how everybody wants your player to play for their squad. They come to poach your best players. I understand it. I remember one year I was running, me and some coaches, we got together and said we're gonna form a little organization, whatever the case may be. And I went out and got players. I think this was my son's 7th grade year. 6th or 7th grade year. It was one. It was the 7th grade year. 7th grade year. 6th grade year. It one up. And we get together, me and 2, 3 other coaches, we get together. We said we're gonna put a team together, from different parts of Memphis, right? So I do my recruiting. I go out and go get my players. I had my son and his middle school team. Majority of them wanted to come play for me. Just me. They wanted to play for me, right? And the other coaches went and got other players and all that right there. So when we start having our practices, they noticed that my players, the ones I went to go get, were better players. So they trying to come up with this, oh, well, coach, let us get your players and you get our players to develop. Y'all supposed to be the big shot coaches. Y'all supposed to have all these connections and all this pool or whatever the case may be. And I'm just a local joker, neighborhood coach. I deal with my boys in the neighborhood. I deal with the game bangers and the drug dealers. I deal with the YNs. They on my team. They good, but they YNs. Some of y'all don't want to deal with. I deal with them. I get respect from them. And you see they good. Y'all want to take my players and make them on a certain level of the team. Oh, well, since I'm higher up, let me get your players so I can run with your players on these tournament teams. And the players you got to be this high up coach, trash. And you want me to get your trash. And you get my players. So, because you can save face. So you can keep your reputation, so you can keep your name. You want to take the local joker, the hood nigga players, and run with the hood nigga players. You want to go take the YNs that give me respect and run with them so you can keep your name hot. And you want me to take your trash and do what with them? These are the players you go recruit. So when my younger brothers always come at me with that level of coaching, it's like, bro, regardless of what level I've been on, you ain't did it. You haven't done it. And that's not me throwing shade at them. That's not me taking jabs at them. It's like, I know y'all ain't do it. I know neither one of y'all have done it. That's not me lying on you. That's not me saying this, that. I know have neither one of y'all done it. And neither one of y'all have the patience to do it. Neither one of y'all. I know y'all. I've done it at the level I done it at. And I tell both of them, when they want to throw that up in my face, it's like, bruh, I learned the politics. I seen the handshakes and the backstab, but I know how it is when you got good players on your team. It was trainers that didn't want to train my son because my son didn't fit the mold of their clientele. But I'm like, if you so good a trainer, you can train anybody. Why do my son have to look a certain way for you to train him? If you're a good trainer, you supposed to be able to train anybody. They got the will to be better. They got the mindset to be better. You supposed to take that on and work with that because they want to be better. He had to fit a certain physical description. You supposed to be this top-notch coach, but you're going to be a top-notch coach when you have certain players on your team. And my boys, they wasn't Memphis best. I put my system to work with them boys in order to get the best out of them, win or loss. And how I did that made other coaches want them. And I used to tell them, like, man, if you ain't real with them, they ain't gonna play for you. They're gonna give you problems. They ain't gonna play for you, they're gonna give you problems. I remember my son's seventh grade coach took them to the playoffs. And then none of them like him. Didn't want me at the games because I had such a cloud over them players. I'm like, well, God, them my players. The majority of your team is boys that play for me in AAU season. You think I'm not finna be around my boys? You think I'm not finna watch them practice? You think I'm not finna go to their games? You think I'm not finna do that when they play for me in the off season? You think I'm not gonna show up for them? You think I'm not gonna be there for them? Not only my son, but the majority of your team. Like 2 boys didn't play for me. Out the whole team, the rest of them played for me. And you think I'm not gonna show up at their games? You think I'm not gonna support them? You think I'm not gonna be there cheering them on, win or loss? Couldn't stand it. Couldn't stand it. Tried everything in his power. I'm like, you can't stop me from going to games. You can't stop me from going to games. You try to stop me from going to practice. Well, okay, cool. I still gotta pick my son up in practice. And chances are, when I pick my son up, it's gonna be other boys that need a ride home. They're gonna like, Coach, can you give me a ride home? Gotcha. Gotcha. So at the end of the season, once they got put out the playoffs, he want to do his little AAU team. I ain't got no problem. I go up to the gym, go get them. All the boys come out the gym. Coach, we don't want to play with him. We want to play for you. I'm like, well, what the problem is? We just want to play for you. I'm like, what's the problem? He's sitting up there telling us we got to play for him because we play. I'm like, y'all don't have to play for him. If you don't want to, you don't have to play for him. You don't have to. If you don't want to. I don't know who told you had to, but you don't have to. And with his whole team in my face talking about they want to play for me for this summer, he come out the gym looking. And I'm like, You hearing your team. You tried your best to get me away from these boys that play for me anyway, that know me anyway, that see me every day anyway. You tried your best to get me away from them because you felt like you better than me. And you ain't still end up playing for me. And I ain't had to do nothing but be me. So it's be funny to me when they throw that little jab at me that you didn't go no further than AAU. I tried. I tried to be a middle school coach. You know what happened? I still had a felony, a misdemeanor on my record that I thought was gone. Come to find out, my little charges was still on there that I thought was gone. Me being young and dumb, me thinking that they were just gonna fall off, whatever. I ain't know. I didn't know I wanted to be a coach till I started coaching. I didn't know I wanted to be a basketball coach till I started coaching, and then became a basketball coach for AAU. Like, well, shit, I can coach my son middle school right around the corner from the house. I can go up there and be the coach. And I tried. Oh, you got charges. You can't do it. What charges? I'm like, I know I know I done got arrested, but what charges I got? I go and do the look. I was like, oh man, I thinking I got this charge when I was 20. I was like, it's still up there. So I had to get it expunged. And what was so fun about me getting that expunged when I went down to they do an expungement thing, I think once every month in Memphis, where if you got something that need to get off your, how expungement go. So when I went down there to get it took it off, the lady looked at me like, this all you get? And I ain't know like, do yeah. It's like I don't get caught. I said this one particular time I got caught, I wasn't even doing nothing when I got caught. I finna go smoke that. I wasn't doing nothing with that. I got caught. And it wasn't even mine, it was my brother's. He wanna throw he wanna throw it over there on the passenger side because he drunk and high driving because he wanted to drive home from work. I let him drive my mama's car. He wanted to drive home. He's driving drunk and high. I ain't know he was drunk and high. Then the police pull us over. He want to throw the weed over there on the passenger side. I'm like, nigga, I went to jail because you didn't want to take your charge. If you was the minor in the car, they say, oh, well, since you the adult in the car, you got to go to jail. He going to juvenile. You put some, I got something on my record for the simple fact you didn't even want to take your charge. And then when it was time to go to the lawyers, you want the lawyer know that was my weed. That was my weed. I'm like, nigga, they done took whatever money that was in my pocket. He said, you ain't getting that back. He said, he gonna spend more money trying to get that little money back. It ain't even worth fighting for that money. All right. You feel what I'm saying? So I tried to be a middle school coach. I tried. Didn't do it. And by the time I got everything off my record, he was gone to high school. And I'm like, I really had no. And then by the time he went to high school, they went and got a new coach that's still over there now, and I respect him. I respect him a lot. So by the time I got everything cleared up, he went to high school, and when he was going to school, the coach there, he well respected in the city. I'm like, I ain't finna try to take his job. He taking these board of state. The middle school went and got a good coach. Well, I respect him too. Ain't no sense in me trying to get his job. I said, fuck it. I retire. I retire. We just came out of the little epidemic, and it was hard for me to get a gym. Hard for me to get it how I want to get it. I retire. I counsel. I give advice, but I ain't coaching. But in the time I coached, I learned the game. I learned the politics, regardless of what level it was on. I'm like, man, and I say this a lot. It's like, bruh, regardless of what level you on, bruh, it's the same business is applied. Regardless of how rich you is, how broke you is, the same levels is applied. The same business is applied. regardless. That's not a jab at me. That's not no slight at me saying I don't let deal with AAU middle school. That's not a jab at me. You trying to make me feel some type of way because I'm proving you wrong. Because I actually stood to them type of beliefs when I did coach. It's like, I don't give a fuck about your name. I don't care about your credentials, your accolades. I don't care. That don't do nothing for me. That don't make my needle jump because he did. I'm like, okay, cool. Can he play? Can he do what I need him to do on the court? I don't care about how you feel about him. Can he play? Can he go through what I do for players? Every Saturday, I would take my son up to the gym. 9 o'clock in the morning, we be the only two in the gym. And he do nothing but shooting drills. 2 hours straight. 2 hours straight. From 9 to 11, shooting drills. Shooting drills. That's it. Because through the week, he get practice. My practice, this trainer. He doing all that through the week. Saturday morning, that's me and him. 9 o'clock in the morning, soon as the gym open. To 11 o'clock when the grown men come in for free play. Boys wanted to come up there and train with him. Because they like, he can shoot. Little dog can shoot. Little dog can shoot. I'm like, yeah, little dog can shoot. And I said, this is how little dog learned how to shoot. This is how little dog got better at shooting. He shoot down to 1,000 shots a day in 2 hours. He got to make so many shots at this position, at this part of the court. He got to do this, that, and the third before he do anything else. Mandatory. Because he want to be a shooter. Gotcha. You want to be a shooter too? Come holler at me Saturday morning. I'm at the gym. Boy will come in there. They want to do the drill with little dog. By 11 o'clock, they like, coach, how little dog do this? I said, little dog want to be a shooter. Little dog want to shoot. If little dog don't want to do nothing else on the basketball court, I know he want to shoot. And folks like him to shoot. I know he going to shoot. He going to shoot all the tough shots. He going to shoot the clutch shots. He going to shoot all these type of shots. He got ice in his veins. He going to shoot. Hit or miss. He going to shoot it. In the gym range, he going to shoot it. You want to be a shooter, this is what you got to do. Just off a 2-hour drill with these niggas, these YNs that want to be shooters, they couldn't do it. They couldn't be consistent with it. I'm like, well, hey, don't ask me again. In my practices, I don't be light on these boys. I don't be light on these boys. I be hard on them. I ain't got time for no crybabies. You say you want to play, you think you cold and all that. All right, here, roll the ball out. Go show me what you got. Every practice is a scrimmage. Ain't no fouls being called. Don't look in my direction. Don't look in my assistant direction to blow no whistle. I'm like, what foul you talking about? I ain't see no foul. What you talking about? What you talking about? It got to be blatant for me. He got literally clothesline you out there for me to blow the whistle. Other than that, I ain't calling no pit-pat fouls. What the fuck? For why? Because you feel like you deserve it because of your name? Oh, no, bro. Work through it. Because in some games, they going to blow the whistle because you that dude. And in some games, they're going to like play through it. And in the games you got to play through it, you get the crying. It ain't fair. It's not fair. I ain't getting no call. Well, bro, that's life. You ain't going to get it your way every time. Deal with it. Excuse me. I done dealt with all that type of shit on that level, but it's pretty funny that when I put them in a corner, Just off how I look at things, my POV, because I've been on the sidelines. Regardless of the level, I've been on the sidelines. I've been more than a spectator. I actually put work in. Y'all just spectators. I put the work in. And then for you to say you ain't did nothing, I'm like, you ain't even get off the bench. You ain't even get in the game and walk the sideline. You didn't walk the sideline. You stayed in the bleachers and sat down and watched the game. I walked the sidelines. I dealt with the egos. I dealt with the referees. I dealt with the coaches. I've been in the meetings. I've been having to deal with backdoor deals and all this right there, just in the name of AAU basketball. And all y'all did was spectate. And they ain't gonna tell me because of my level of expertise, I don't know what I'm talking about. And it only happens when I go against their narratives. You want to paint certain teams and certain players in this narrative like they so big they can't fail. I'm like, well, I see the flaws. I see the flaws. And I'm not against calling out the flaws. I'm flawed. I got flaws. I'm not perfect. So if I can sit here and say I'm not perfect, I'm with the shit, I'm not above bullshit and all that type of shit, why I can't say your favorite player flawed? Why I can't say your favorite team flawed? Why I can't say how you operate flawed when I'm flawed? But I can't call it out. I have to agree with whatever you talking about because why? Why I have to agree with you? And I agree with the majority of the shit you say. That be the funny part with it, as I agree with the majority of shit people say. It's just that when I disagree, I'm the bad guy. Okay, I'll be the bad guy. One of my good partners, one of my good friends. We get into about Charlie Kirk situation. I ain't gonna say we got into it, but we had difference of opinions. And I said what I said, and I felt how I felt. And I told him, I'm like, I'm not political. I said I ain't give a damn about politics since the election. I'm not jumping around. I'm not conservative, liberal. I'm not saying it all day, every day. That's not my wheelhouse. And I'm not against selling feet. That's not where I thrive at. That's not my wheelhouse. If I hear something that strikes my ear, I might do a little bit more research on it, but outside of certain things, that's not my wheelhouse. All I know is the man passed away. And again, what I've been hearing for the past couple of days is, well, he talked like that. He got what he got what he asked for. Well, that's the same thing that people said about Tupac. That's all he talked about was death, and he ended up getting deleted. Maybe you do speak things into existence. I ain't gonna say you're right. I ain't gonna say you're wrong. I got a book that says that speak things into existence, and they'll come true. Speaking in, what's that manifestation? Yeah, manifestation. Yeah, I got a book about manifestation. Speaking into existence. That's what they all say. Oh, he trying to divide the nation. He trying to divide people going to college and speaking his rhetoric on these college campuses. Him along with everybody else at college campus, liberal or conservative, black or white, gay or straight. Everybody is saying something at a college campus. Everybody. Everybody. It was a couple of conversations me and my daughter had while she was at college. Then that me and her had little slick arguments about because what she heard at college, and she went to HBCU, and she come back and want to recite what she heard on campus to me about something. I'm like, all right, let's talk about it. What's your opinion? How you feel about that? And I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it. And she say what she say, I say what I say. You know what happens at the end of our conversation between me and my daughter? Well, you see things how you see things, I see things how I see things. You right. I ain't gonna say you wrong, baby, but you right. You right on how you feel. And you right on what you see. And I'm right too. Cause the whole thing is I'm telling him, like, man, I don't know all his conversations. I ain't heard everything he said. All I know that I'll scroll on TikTok and I done seen him say something and I agree with it. Oh, you crawling up his ass. And I'm like, no, it's just I agree with the statement. I cannot agree with the statement. Even the broken clock is right 2 times a day. So you mean tell me he said something that I agree with? Now I'm kissing his ass? No, I just agree with the statement. I don't know bro enough to follow him. I never followed Charlie Kirk. I never subscribed to none of his platforms. I don't know. I just seen him a couple of times. And the times I have seen him, he said something that I agree with. Y'all go find sound bites where he said something about black pilots and black surgeons and this. And I'm like, all right, cool. Cool. We get to talking about qualifications. We talking about DEI and qualifications. I'm like, hey, I know for a fact that some people be put in positions that ain't qualified. But because you had to meet a quota, you get put in that position. Because you a certain skin color, you a certain gender, or a certain sexuality, you get put in these positions because of that. This was one of the arguments I had when I was working in a warehouse. When somebody was trying to tell me about a resume. When my manager at the time told me about resumes. And I looked at him, being the guy I am, I looked at him and said, hey man, that sound good, but I know different. I said, because I told him, I said, how you know how I got my job? I said, people pull strings for me to get this job. I made a bullshit resume. I did a bullshit resume. And as a temp, my supervisor at the temp agency told me what to do to get put on the list for fast track. They told me how to move. They like, look, you missing a lot of days. If you come to work so many days, we'll wipe this shit off. This is me. This is my supervisor at the temp agency telling me, we want to fast track you, but it's some things you need to clean up. All right, what I need to do? Days work. I miss days. Cool. If you come to work for so many days straight, we'll wipe all them absence off your record. Cool. No problem. Soon as I did that, soon as I did the little quest, they wiped them. They wiped it off in the record. Perfect record. Perfect attendance. They fuck with me. Then once they did that part, some of the people that were doing the interview for me to get the position. One of them came by me, this lady. She was a lesbian. She saw me sitting at my desk doing some work one day. She came up on me and we started rapping and shit. And she saw my watch. My watch. Cause even as a temp, I always had a nice watch on my wrist as a temp. She saw my watch. She's like, oh, I like that watch. I said, appreciate it. She was just looking at my watch and like, oh, you like watch? I'm like, yeah, I love watches. Love watches. Me and her got the rap and she sat there and told me, these are all the questions me and the other interviewers gonna ask you. And she told me exactly what to say in the interview. She told me exact questions and exact answers to say to impress them. See, already it's like you got my vote. This is what I need you to say to impress the other interviewers. Say less. You think I ain't followed the instructions? You think I ain't take her advice and follow the instructions so I can get the job? Of course I did. She gave me an inside track. So when this supervisor of mine come telling me about my resume, I'm like, man, look, bro, I know I got the job on some bullshit. I know I got my job on some bullshit. And you want to sit there and pinpoint the resume right? I'm like, yeah, it helps, but at the same time, I know motherfuckers that got me in this position, and I didn't have to write no good resume. I know motherfuckers. So again, I can agree with somebody that might be with the shit. That don't mean I ride with them 100%. I ride with them on that statement they said. I don't have to listen to that propaganda they speak every day. It's gonna take a lot for me to get hypnotized and become a follower to your sayings. Like I told them, it's like, man, I studied that. I studied the 48 laws of power. I studied the art of war. I studied the strategies. I studied the tactics, seduction. I studied all that. I studied all that. And yes, if you got if you could say it the right way and you charismatic with it and you got the right trigger words, anybody will follow you. And I said, yeah, that sales. That's game. You wanna follow, you wanna purchase, you wanna buy it, you wanna go along with it, but you need a little oomph to make it sound good. What my nigga Wayne said, I make it feel right when it's wrong like land. Yeah, that's all that shit is. And I told him, I'm like, I'm not above with the shit. I'm not above it. I'm not above manipulating nobody. I'm not above seducing nobody. I'm not above any of that. I just have no reason to do it. Not at 46. You would call me at 16, 18, 21, 25. Different story. 46, I ain't got no reason. Like, it ain't gonna do me no good. I am. Oh, bless me. It ain't gonna do me no good now. At 46 to be with the shit. Catch me in my teens, in my early 20s. Yeah, I'm not above the shit. I'm in the shit and with the shit. See, ask me, will you starve somebody out? Yeah, if I have to. You'll deprive somebody of water if I have to. I'm not above torturing somebody. I'm not. I'm not above it. And if they come back around, and then I'm like, yeah, I already know it might come back around. I've been accepted that a long time ago. Like, if I do you a certain type of way, I guarantee it's gonna come back around on me. Been accepted that a long time ago. Been accepted that. If I say certain things that affect people a certain way, I guarantee it's gonna come back around. I'm gonna feel some type of way. I might crash out. Then I had to think about why I'm crashing out. Like, yeah, I did piss somebody off. It just ain't nothing but the word giving me back what I put out. I have to deal with it. I accept reality. I accept that I don't fit in everybody's box. And I fit in everybody's box. I accept I might be exactly what you want and none of what you want. I accept that. I accept it. I can accept that certain situations, the message might be right. You just don't like the messenger. Boy, it's also been situations where the message been jacked up and you like the messenger and everything. You just like the person. I accepted that a long time ago. And that's all I be seeing. We get talking about Trump. I'm like, all right, what about Trump? I told him I liked Trump before he became a politician. Before he became president. I always liked him. And I recall several individuals back in the 80s and 90s talking about they want to be like him until he became a presidential candidate. Now you don't like him no more. When you change, I would like to know. And throwing out this conservative, this Republican lied and did this and did this and did this, and my response was, do Democrats lie? Do liberals lie? And they trying to hold my feet to the fire. Tell me a lie that they said. Tell me something they done did wrong. Tell me something they done did wrong. Tell me something they done did wrong. And I'm like, man, I just told you I'm not into politics like that. I don't know. But the one thing I did know, the one thing that did come up out my mouth was Hillary Clinton in them emails. Mind you, I'm not political. I hear shit. And it came out like, well, what about Hillary Clinton in them emails? They said, well, yeah, she did lie. I said, is she a Democrat? Yeah, she a Democrat. Go back to what I originally said. Democrats lie too. I don't know what they done lied about. I just know they done told some lies. You want me to give you a certain lie that been said. That's just like with my wife when I hold her feet to the fire for bullshit she do. When I do it, what I do, yeah, this, yeah, that. And I be like, baby, you did some shit. You want me to be precise on what you did. And I be like, you did some things. You said some things. I ain't got the photographic memory. I ain't got the memory of an elephant on everything. But I know you done did some things. I've been with you too long for you to say you ain't did nothing. I know you did something. Know you did something. You know you did something. But you want me to be precise on what you did to hold your feet to the fire. I know you did something. The kids know you did something. But you got to know exactly what you did to be guilty of anything. You did something. And that what came out recently. It was like, prove what they done did to say to hold your statement true. I know people. People lie. Black people lie. White people lie. Gay people lie. Straight people lie. Republicans lie. Democrats lie. Rich people lie. Poor people lie. Liars. Opportunists. Everybody is one. That's my philosophy. That's my philosophy. It's, you know how many Democrats it is in the United States of America? It's plenty of them. Whether they voting or whether they hold an office. Plenty of them. And you mean tell me I have to be precise with every last one of them just to prove my argument when I can sit there and say, regardless of their political views, regardless of their religious background, regardless of their sexuality, regardless of their marital status, regardless of their race, motherfuckers lie. Motherfuckers lie. That's it with me. Do I believe your lies? Depending on how you package it, I might believe it. Then again, I could read right through and say, oh, you full of shit. Choice on you. How you present it to me. How many times have you seen somebody trying to lie to you and they get mad that you caught them in their lies? I'm like, well, make the lie sound better. Make the lie sound better. Just off the whole drip situation. I said what I said about the drip situation. I don't think he no scammer. I don't think he a scammer. But again, if you don't think he a scammer because this one little situation, there's something wrong with you. You ride with motherfuckers that scammers. I have rolled with scammers. I have rolled with thieves and liars. I'm not above that. My circle is diverse. So if you feel like he a scammer, that's your opinion. I still fuck with him. So if that makes me a scammer, then guess what? I will be a scammer. If that's what you gonna tell me. And because I still fuck with the guy, then you must be a criminal too. I've been telling y'all for a minute. I'm not above the bullshit. Been telling y'all that. I'm not above it. I'm with the shit. I'm not above it. So if he a scammer and I say I fuck with him, I sat there and said I like Daryl Long. I wouldn't do business with him, but I smoke a blunt with him. I go kick it with him. No problem. We ain't in business together. Oh, you hang with Daryl Long? Yes, I would. We wouldn't do no business together. Not no big business. Like I might, if he got some electronics to sell, if he got some phones or tablets or whatever for the sale, I might buy them from him. But as far as coming together and starting a business, I might pass on that. But I'm not against buying no phones from him. I'm not against listening to him on certain things. I just won't go in business with him. I said that. With Drip. I'll kick it with Drip. Smoke Big Czar with Drip. Wouldn't have a problem with it. In Texas. Got people down there. Wouldn't have a problem kicking it with Drip. And if he a scam, hey, I done seen the best of the best scam motherfuckers for food stamps. I done seen good people get over in the name of bettering their circumstances. I done seen it. And that's why I say people are opportunists. Because if you have even the smartest kid in the classroom cheated on the test once. Even the smartest kid in the classroom cheated on the test once or twice. Even the smartest. Because of pressure, because of the need to succeed, they willing to take the shortcut measures in order to keep them straight A's, to keep that GPA high. If they see opportunity to shortcut it and keep that shit together, they'll do it. Without getting caught, they'll do it. That just like on Ruthless channel the other day. We were talking about Brittany Renner. Motherfucker X. If you had the opportunity to smash Brittany Renner and not get caught, would you do it? If you had the opportunity to smash Brittany Renner and not get caught, would you do it? I'm just saying. One guy gonna sit there and say no. I'm like, I think you lying. Not get caught. And you a self-proclaimed player and you wouldn't smash Brittany Renner, that's attractive. Nice little body. You mean tell me if it was an opportunity to get that and no repercussions, no consequences behind getting it, you wouldn't try it? You wouldn't try it? I had to sit there like, I wouldn't cuff it, but I'll try it. I wouldn't make it no relationship, but I probably would try it. If I can get away with it, I probably try it. No repercussions, no consequences. Just straight up, just come get it and go on about your business and ain't nobody gonna know about it. I might try it. I ain't might try it. I'm not above it. Oh, you I'm a retired slut. Been said that. I'm a retired slut. I been said that. But anyway, let me get up out this junk. I just had to air out my cluster. My mind was cluttered because of the simple fact of what I've been going through this week. And I realized is that I can't go against y'all. I can't go against people. I can't I can't speak how I want to speak because it offends people. Not me calling you out your name, not me dragging you or nothing like that. Nah, that don't offend you. It's the simple fact that I can go against you and not be bothered by your comments. I'm still gonna stand on what I stand on. And that bothers you. That I won't see things how you see things. Oh, I see it. I just don't agree with it. But to each his own. Anyway, I'm gonna holler at y'all. Like, share, subscribe, and I will get up with y'all at another time.